In a moment no one saw coming, the entertainment world was shaken when Yu and Tian Xuning made a stunning public confession that instantly sent shockwaves across social media. What began as a routine media appearance quickly turned into one of the most talked about revelations of the year, leaving fans, reporters, and even industry insiders scrambling to process what had just unfolded. The event, held in front of a packed crowd of journalists and flashing cameras, was supposed to be a standard promotional interview. Both Yu and Tian Xuning appeared calm and composed at first, standing side by side as they greeted the media. Their chemistry was evident, as always, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary until the questions took an unexpected turn. A reporter, known for asking bold and direct questions, brought up long-standing rumors that had been circulating online for months. These rumors, often dismissed as mere speculation by fans, hinted at a deeper, more personal connection between the two stars. For a brief moment, there was silence. The atmosphere grew tense. Cameras zoomed in, capturing every subtle expression on their faces. Then, in a move that stunned everyone, Yu took the microphone and decided to address the rumors head-on. What followed was a confession that no one had truly prepared for. Yu spoke honestly, admitting that there had been truths hidden from the public for a long time. Tian Xuning, standing beside them, nodded in agreement, occasionally adding details that made the revelation even more intense. Their words were careful yet sincere, emotional yet composed, creating a moment that felt both surreal and deeply authentic. Fans watching the live stream couldn't believe what they were hearing. Within minutes, social media platforms exploded. Hashtags related to Yu and Tian Xuning began trending worldwide. Clips of the confession spread rapidly, with millions of views accumulating in record time. Reactions ranged from shock and disbelief to overwhelming support and emotional admiration. "I never expected this," one fan wrote. "I'm literally shaking right now." Another commented, "This changes everything. But I respect them so much for being honest." For years, Yu and Tian Xuning had built their careers on talent, charisma, and a carefully maintained public image. They were admired not only for their work but also for their professionalism and ability to keep personal matters private. That's why this sudden openness felt so significant. It marked a turning point, not just for them, but for how public figures navigate truth and transparency in the modern era. Industry experts were quick to weigh in on the situation. Some praised the duo for their courage, calling it a bold and refreshing move in an industry often defined by secrecy. Others speculated about the potential impact on their careers, questioning whether this revelation would strengthen their connection with fans or create unforeseen challenges. Despite the uncertainty, one thing was clear: the public's attention was fully captured. As the press conference continued, both Yu and Tian Xuning emphasized that their decision to speak out was not impulsive. According to them, it was something they had considered for a long time. They acknowledged the risks involved but ultimately chose honesty over silence. "We didn't want to hide anymore," Yu said, their voice steady but emotional. "At some point, the truth matters more than anything else." Tian Xuning added, "We know this might surprise people, but we hope everyone can understand where we're coming from." Their sincerity resonated deeply with many fans, who began flooding comment sections with messages of support. However, not all reactions were positive. As with any major revelation, there were also critics, those who questioned the timing, the motives, and the implications. Still, the overwhelming response leaned toward empathy and respect. In the hours that followed, major media outlets picked up the story, analyzing every detail of the confession. Talk shows, online forums, and fan communities became spaces of intense discussion. Everyone had something to say, and the conversation showed no signs of slowing down. What makes this moment particularly impactful is not just the content of the confession, but the way it was delivered. There was no dramatic build-up, no strategic teaser, just a raw, unfiltered admission in front of the world. In an age where public figures often rely on carefully curated statements, this level of authenticity felt rare. Some fans even described it as a historic moment in entertainment culture. As the dust begins to settle, questions remain. What does this mean for Yu and Tian Xuning moving forward? How will this affect their projects, endorsements, and public image? And perhaps most importantly, how will their relationship with fans evolve after such a deeply personal revelation? Only time will tell. For now, one thing is certain: this unexpected confession has changed the narrative forever. Yu and Tian Xuning have stepped into a new chapter, one defined not by rumors or speculation, but by truth. And whether people are shocked, supportive, or still trying to process it all, no one can deny the impact of what happened. As the story continues to unfold, insiders close to the situation have begun sharing subtle hints about what may come next for Yu and Tian Xuning. While neither of them has released an official follow-up statement yet, sources suggest that this public confession was only the beginning of a larger, more meaningful shift in how they intend to present themselves moving forward. There are also whispers that upcoming projects involving the two may reflect a more personal side of their journey. Whether this means collaborations, interviews, or even creative works inspired by their experiences, fans are already speculating and eagerly waiting for what's next. The anticipation is building, and expectations are higher than ever. Meanwhile, fan communities have started organizing online events, support campaigns, and discussion spaces dedicated to understanding and celebrating this new chapter. What was once a fandom built on admiration for their talent has now evolved into something deeper, an emotional connection rooted in honesty and vulnerability. Interestingly, several fellow celebrities have subtly shown their support as well. Some posted cryptic messages about courage and truth, while others directly expressed admiration for the boldness displayed by Yu and Tian Xuning. These gestures, though small, have added another layer of significance to the situation, suggesting that their impact may extend beyond just their own fanbase. However, the pressure is undeniably growing. With global attention fixed on them, every move they make from this point forward will be closely observed. Public appearances, social media posts, and even silence itself will be interpreted and analyzed. It's the price that often comes with such a powerful and unexpected revelation. Still, if their initial confession is anything to go by, Yu and Tian Xuning seem ready to face whatever comes next together, and with a sense of clarity they may not have had before.